Okay, hi, this is Kiersten with Fox Pointe Publishing. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is the September 28th version of Fox Talk Live. One of these days I'll get that right, like, in December. Anyway, and then, it'll turn into 2022, and then I'm gonna have to remember a whole new year. And it's not until like June of the following year, you're like, oh, I know what year. Anyhow. All right.
Well, December is the time to get things right.
Yeah, good.
So just look at it that way. That's the time.
We'll have a few months to get it together.
If you're not going to do it then for the year, you're just not going to do it.
Plus, we'll get our act together and get you cue cards.
No, teleprompter, politician style.
Fun? But could you see me trying to read a teleprompter and looking at the? Oh my gosh, it'd be a mess.
That's
anyway, all right. So, okay, Fox Talk Live, how we do this. And if you guys have been watching us doing this for about the last year now, you need to come up with a question, because that's the only way we know that you exist out there in the world. Otherwise, we're just going to keep chit-chatting to ourselves, and we have a lovely time. And when you ask a question, you earn a chance to win a free book. And I had Brad, who, by the way, is not on the screen right now, because as you know, he's our Wizard of Oz. He makes this all happen. He chose Corner Confessions, and he chose the second one, The Lives We Live. He chose a bunch of my books, actually, the I Do book. And then I have Thea's Curse of the Laxness, Mousetracken. And the second one, and that one is actually coming out, I want to say in November, around Thanksgiving. And then I have Helen's An Unusual Tale, which when does the sequel of this come out?
I don't know. I don't think we're working on it yet.
Oh, well, there you go.
We're doing what goes up, what comes down, and a gnome's garden right now. So
okay,
all right. I think Kayla is probably doing that one, but she has to finish the other one first.
Okay, yeah, and okay, we'll talk with that.
No one can keep up with Helen. No one.
I know. I know. And Carmen, oh my gosh, these women, they're squirrely, and they write all these books just to keep out of trouble, And then I've got Jelly Beans as well. We have lots of books to give away. Boy, I tell you, it's over. I got to get more bookshelves. Is what I've got to get. Anyway, all right. So we're going to introduce everyone, and then you guys start asking questions, and we'll start answering questions, or we'll, whether we tell the truth or not, we'll make something up.
That could be a game.
It could be. It could be lots of fun.
Truth
actually.
Or dare?
Yeah. Truth or dare with the author. That's good. All right. First one up, and we're going to haze her because this is her first time ever on Fox Talk Live. Amy Kerns. She's on that side of my screen, but maybe she's on that, who knows. Amy, she is officially going to change one of our national holidays, and she's going to tell us all about that. She hails from the East Coast, and she has a little critter herself at her house and a dog, a big dog. And she's a first-time author, and I want to say your first book is the first of a book series, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So that's Amy. We'll get to her soon. Right below her is Katie. Katie is on the other side, on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And she is working on her memoir that comes out actually the end of February. So yeah. There's her art right there. It looks very nice. And she's got all sorts of exciting things to tell us about that. Then I also have John Levenick on here. He is kind of smack in the middle of the country, kind of like with myself, Helen, and Carmen.
Upper Midwest. Yes.
Yep. He's in Illinois, and he's got his his debut novel coming out. April 23rd on his son's birthday. That's right.
Yep.
So we have a pub date for Darkness Stirring. That's exciting.
Yep.
So exciting.
So April 23rd, and that is like the first in probably 10, 12, 15 book series. It's long, and he'll tell us all about that. Carmen down in the other corner there is, she's got her 5th book coming out November, December, somewhere in that. The 5th in the Monster Dog series, and I want to say that's the last one for that series, right?
I think so.
Okay. And then she's got a Caretaker's Book for Alzheimer's coming out in either 2021, 22. I'm not quite sure. And then Helen, she's got a lot of other books coming out, and she's going to tell us about that. So, all right. So the ask a question, Brad. Oh, and then Brad, our Wizard of Oz, he's going to route the questions over to us. So ask a question in the chat box and he'll get that to us. And so right now we're going to pick on Amy. Amy, tell us about what national holiday you are officially changing.
Yes. So what was, well, now it's Hedgehog Day, right? 2/2/22. So instead of Punxsutawney Phil coming up to know whether there's more spring or more winter, now it's officially Hedgehog Day, really to help debut Harlow, which is my beloved hedgehog, and the book Harlow Learns He's Loved. So 2/2/22, I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm. And it is terribly cute. Kim Hanzo is doing the illustrations for that. And some other books, and I don't, of course, have them in front of me, but The World of Difference series is one of Kim Hanzo's, well, those are her books, not only authored, but illustrated by her. Then she has Known for the Holidays, and she has worked with a number of our other authors as well. Sweet Sour Cherries, Five Friends Deep. Oh, Boogly. Boogly's having a costume contest, by the way. Someone remind me not to get off this until I tell everyone about Boogly. But she's doing an awesome job. Amy, did you print out, and it didn't even occur to me to ask you, but did you print out or can you show us on a screen or anything?
I can share my screen. Is that going to work here?
Well, we'll give it a whirl.
We'll give it a
I have no idea.
Okay. It's disabled, but I can bring it up on my phone. I know I tried to print it out and the bleed wasn't working well.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thrilled to show everyone. Hold on. Here we go. Hopefully this works.
Yeah, kind of. Nope, there he is. Sorta.
There's too much light.
Yep, there it is. There you go.
we
There you go. Isn't he cute? He is just too cute. Well, and he's cuter than Punxsutawney Phil. So there you go.
Oops, yeah. So no Groundhog Day anymore. It's Hedgehog Day.
Mhm.
And what's funny actually is we actually have gophers in my backyard. So we've seen sort of the gopher hedgehog pop up.
Mhm.
But Harlow the hedgehog is way cuter. So I'm super excited. Yeah.
He is too cute. All right. So that is that. And that's for what, ages 3 to 7?
Yep, 3 to 7, mostly 3 to 5, but yeah.
Okay. And do you want to tell everyone how you kind of came up with the story, when you came up with the story?
Yeah, so it's really a beloved story. It's really about, and written after my son, my newborn son, and my German Shepherd dog, who's really like my first baby. And, you know, we had Jackson, my dog, at home, and we brought the new baby home, and the dog was he wasn't jealous. He was just really confused, like, what is this new baby doing home? And you know, he went through sort of a series of attempts to try and win our affection back, because I think he thought he was losing it. And so he got in the crib and, you know, he tried to snuggle up with the baby. And so that sort of translated into these two characters, Harlow and Finn, where Harlow's the hedgehog who feels like he's losing his mommy and daddy. And, you know, who's this little new creature in the house? And so it's really, really written after the two of them. So it's a really sweet story that's near and dear to my heart.
Okay. Well, cool deal. And then this is the first of a number of books in Harlow.
Yes.
Okay.
Harlow the Hedgehog series. So you'll see Harlow and Finn again, but really Harlow's journey, you'll see continue.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, first of all, I will say Amy did a lovely job being hazed as the first time guest. You've done a wonderful job.
Good job. Got it out of the way.
Thank you. I survived.
All right.
Great.
All right. You know what I should do is go alphabetically. So Carmen, you're up next. She's like, what? Okay. All right. Carmen, she actually was our first author that came on, our very first. Matter of fact, Fox Pointe, a lot of it has to do with Carmen. She chased me around the town we live in and said, hey, you really, really, really need to help me publish my book. So all of this is Carmen's fault. So I'm just saying that right there. Anyway.
Live with her daughter.
What?
With her daughter, Chelsea.
Yep. So yeah, Carmen is she's got 4 books out right now. She does the Monster Dog book series, and she's put those, there they are. She's put those 4 books out in probably a year and a half, 2 years. I mean, you know, again, keeps her out of trouble if she's busy. She looks sneaky, doesn't she? Anyway, she's got the 5th one coming out, The Monster Dog, What Shall I Be When I Grow Up? Do you want to tell us some of the different stories that are in there?
I can.
Briefly?
She's going to possibly be an astronaut. She is an astronaut, or she could be president because she's Tibetan and Chinese, but she was born in America. And could be a veterinarian because she thinks everyone should have vaccinations. So she talks about that. And she loves to drive a tractor and be a farmer. And then there's 10 stories, I think, maybe 11. And the last one is she's going to be a full-time mama and stay home and tuck the kids in at night. Most of these are bedtime stories, except for the second book, which is my favorite. Not really, but my one I push the most. And it's the monster dog. The small dog learns about Alzheimer's. And because my husband had Alzheimer's for 18 years. And so that's a book I'm very proud of. I've done 4 books, and the 5th one will come out sometime soon.
Yep.
And that will probably be the end of the Monster Dog series.
And who's the monster dog?
Is our little Tassie Tribbett.
And she's a Lhasa Apso? No. Yes.
Well, partly she's a Shih Tzu.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Well, no,
Okay.
that's part of the breed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they were Tibetan and Chinese
And
historically.
and basically Tassie runs the household. Carmen runs around behind her with the notepad taking different notes about but all the monster dog books are told in first dog.
Yes.
Tassie rules the house over there. I'm just gonna point.
And the last book has, I think, just a nice ending. She says, "I wish you joy wherever your paws take you."
Mhm.
At the end.
That is cute. So yeah, that's coming up. And then you also have your Alzheimer's Caretaker book coming out
Right.
in a
My
handful of
cover
months.
will be this,
Yep.
which my son took of his father and grandchild.
Yeah.
And that's for adults. I
Yeah.
have one for children, but that's going to be strictly for adults.
Okay.
And it's kind of a manual, you might say.
Yeah.
What to do legally, etc.
Of what to expect if your loved one is diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
All
Yeah.
the decisions you have to make, and you always wonder if they're right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Next one up alphabetically is Helen. What do you have brewing over at your house?
Well, I got 3 in the pipeline, so there's a one, because I, without any thought, ended this one with, "That's a story for another night." I had to.
She
Some
did. She
people
walked
started
right into
asking,
that
"So
one."
where's the story for another night?" So I had to make one up, and I consulted my 8-year-old granddaughter on what's romantic. So her father has trained her well, but anybody that's going to start courting her is going to have a high bar.
Uh-huh.
Lots of
Good.
roses and chocolate.
Oh yeah.
And then I have another one that I wrote quite a long time ago about what goes up must come down. And Kayla is working on that one right now. And if you follow her on her YouTube thing, you can watch her making the pictures for that. And then I have a young high school girl in New York that's doing a gnome's garden.
Mhm.
So
And
those
and
3
that
are in the works.
and that garden one should be out in spring, which is perfect time
Yeah.
for a garden. So that's perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well.
Oh, yeah, the pictures that she's done, I mean, the preliminary sketches look like such fun too. So
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. By when all is told and done, we've got 3 authors with gnome books. Helen's got her gnome book, and then AJ's got 6 gnome books, and Kim has 5 gnome books. And
You know,
This
I've been
all-
seeing this on Facebook. I've been seeing this. I'm like, am I seeing more gnomes than I think I'm seeing? But I am seeing all the gnomes.
You
Okay.
are.
Okay,
And
I
then,
am. I am.
and then Jason was even like, and my third Alchemist Chronicles book has a gnome in it. I'm like, okay, we got 13 gnomes.
Oh man.
And this all started because our local bookstore owner here in Austin, Lisa of Sweet Reads Books, she told me last February, she said, hey, you know what? Gnomes are supposed to be like a big thing in the retail and whatever. I'm like, well, yeah. And she's like, but they're getting bigger. But I don't have any books with gnomes. I'm like, so you want books with gnomes? And she's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And so I went home and I sent out an email to everyone. And I said, gnomes, cool. It's getting popular. Who can crank one out for the holidays? And I had 3 hop on, Helen, HA, and Kim, and sure enough, there you go. We have gnomes. Anyway, all right, so that's that, HIJ. John, you're up next.
Right. Well, the first book is called Darkness Stirring. It takes place on the Antarian world of Camelon. And Becca has been kind enough to actually do a very nice map of the region where most of the story takes place.
Okay.
It's the first one is getting your feet wet into the world. It's more of a political thriller. It centers around some shady dealings inside the government that a minor politician finds out about, and finds out that it involves his family in an odd, backhanded kind of way. And the unraveling of that, and the lives and the plot and everything that circles around it.
Okay, cool. And are you look? I know you said it was going to be like 3 trilogies, but how many books do you think this will all kind of wind up being? Do you think?
Right now, well, there's 4 books in the first arc, which is Through the Shattered Glass.
Okay.
And then the next one, I don't have a real working title for it, but I'm working on the second book of that arc. And then there's going to be at least 1 more arc of 3 books after that.
Okay.
So in total, about 10 books.
Okay. Very cool. And
May I jump in on this?
sure.
That
Yeah.
I've read into this big meaty feast that John is just beginning, and I just want to add that there's a lot of really wonderful family dynamics, a lot of like kids and family. It's a very well balanced book. There's a lot of drama and a lot of intrigue and a lot of very bad people doing very bad things.
Okay.
But then you get into the little family vignettes and it's like, oh.
Well, I was also going to point out, totally off the subject, I see Hannah has a helmet on. Hannah
Yep.
is his giraffe back there.
I was wondering about Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah's getting ready for Halloween. She decided she wants to be a fighter pilot this year.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
So,
Top Gun.
Hannah's always got a hat or a scarf or something going on. So very cool fighter pilot. There you go.
she likes to look a bit, yes.
Well, exactly. All right. Next
My
up,
brother-in-law
Katie.
is actually a Top Gun.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Oh,
Yes.
very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
I
Not
made
as cool as Tom Cruise. Don't tell my son.
Well, I made my kids watch Top Gun about a month ago, and they're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." Anyway, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. All right, Katie, you.
No,
Is it me?
Yeah, you're up alphabetically here.
well,
Alphabetically, in the middle and at the end, huh?
Nope.
Okay, so what have we had? We have been putting arcs out for Love and Murder, haven't we? Yeah.
Put it up
Babe.
a little closer. We
Well,
gotta see it a little closer. Ooh, and how about the back? What's the back look like? Ooh,
Yeah.
that looks very
We've
nice.
been going all over the country. We sent one to Canada this week that got past customs, and so we're very excited about that. Had some really great blurbs come in from other authors. One of your local folks up there a noir guy. His Love and Murder is a noir about two very spoiled house cat siblings who get pulled into this violent criminal underworld by a dirty rat of a ferret named Remy the Blonde. And so it is a noir. It's very dark and very broody. At Fox Pointe, we have a lot of animals, but now we're getting into the adult fiction side on the animals. So as Helen has told me before, I'm not allowed to call it kitty noir because these kitties are not cute.
Okay.
They're not cute.
Shady feline noir.
Something like that. And it's very much
it will make you give you pause when you see a cat running around outside.
Pause. No pun intended. Give you pause. I'm sorry.
Helen can show herself out.
Panther Noir.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we've had some, Jonathan Sweet, he's just said it's all about the classic pulps, from the 30s and 40s. It's very inspired by film noir as well. So if you've ever seen Gilda, if you've ever seen Dead Reckoning, if you've ever seen, Bogey and Bacall, it's all those chewy lines and dark themes and societal subtext, but there's a lot of great characters. So it's a roller coaster ride, and it's a lot of fun. So we had John Talton, who just reviewed it. He's an author, a Deadline man in City of Dark Corners. He's also a newspaper columnist for the business column here in Seattle. So I was really, really proud of that blurb. And we've been sending out ARCs to all the big outlets, went to Kirkus, went to Publishers Weekly. So Fox Pointe's just getting started, and then Darkness Stirring will be hitting them up with that, soon.
Yeah.
Won't we, John?
As a matter of fact, John's arc will be out here, probably October, November, somewhere there. Yeah. I get tagged on all the different emails, and every so often I run through them really fast, and I kind of remember, but by the time I get down to like the 25th one, I'm like, okay, what was going on? And the phone rings, or whatever. Out the door.
I hope it's as well received as Katie's. Because
it will be. It will be. It's excellent. It will be.
I'm not a noir person, but Love and Murder, it grabs you and it doesn't let go.
Well, that's true. That's true. John, you've read Love and Murder, haven't you?
I've read most. I haven't gotten through all of it yet. I haven't been able to finish it. Life's been getting.
Yeah, recently. No, for both of us, there's just too much going on.
Well, this weekend,
every time I pick it up, I can't. It takes an effort to pull myself away from reading it.
Well, good. Now you don't get any better compliments than that. John, you have to write a review for Katie. What you just said, do not forget that. And actually, I'll be seeing Jonathan Sweet this weekend at the Deep Valley Book Festival, and I will say hi and thank you for helping out Katie and all that good fun stuff.
Yes.
And oh darn toot.
And also Nadia, if you see Nadia, Nadia too, like she read it and just said some really, really wonderful things. So I have it right here. Brace yourself, it's a roller coaster.
So yeah, I will be definitely saying hi to Nadia too. Yeah. And I have never met her, but I feel like I just
really.
I mean, I've talked with her before, and obviously Zoom and calls and stuff. So Nadia, if you're watching, I can give you a big hug, unless you don't want hugs. I mean, I'm a hugger, and you know how hard it is not to be hugged. Anyway. Okay. And then also, I was gonna say something else, and sure enough, I forgot. Okay. And as for myself, you saw my first 3 books. I've got 6 books out now. My 6th book, Scout, just came out about 3-4 weeks ago, and it is dedicated to all the dogs I've ever had in my life. And the little dog that's on the front of it is actually a cartoon caricature of my grand puppy. I don't have any human grandchildren, but I do have a grand puppy who was trying very hard to stare at me long enough. He figured today, if he could stare at me long enough, I would give him some of my ice cream. And he even He even squinted his. He had already had a pup cup, right? And now he wants to eat my ice cream. I mean, like, dude, seriously.
Well, did it work? Did he win?
Oh my God, I love it.
No, he didn't.
No, his grandma sat there and went, ice cream.
Oh, ice cold, grandma.
He had a pup cup. I'm just saying. And his mom probably would have admonished me if I had given him some of my pumpkin cream, whatever it was.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, and so yeah, and I have the third actually here. I'll show you. Okay, so this is the first one. That is the second one, and there is a third one. I swear I'll write it.
When?
Yeah, I know. I swear
Yes.
I'll write it. Really, really, really. Okay, we do have questions. First one up is, did you know I do and an unusual tale just started. I do. How many of you are going to be in Mankato? I don't know who that's from, but I'm going to be in Mankato. Helen will be there. Okay, I just did this today. Myself, Helen, Jason, Lydia, Emma, Dean, Regina, Kayla, AJ. Oh, there's another one. Joanne. Okay. There's going to be 9 of us from Fox Pointe in Mankato this weekend on Saturday, which is going to be at the Loose Moose Saloon, downtown Mankato. Really easy parking. There's parking ramps. It's just really easy. It's a nice place, actually. And you can eat there. We'll have the side room and the conference room. And then actually at 10 a.m., I personally am part of the panel for people who write in Rhonda Gilliland's anthology. She does a yearly anthology of different authors that come together and write murders that surround around food.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's a fun series. I read.
So what did you wrote a story for this?
I did. I killed someone. It was great.
What did you? Well, we can't ask who you killed. We have to read it, don't we?
You have to read it.
What was the food?
Huh?
What was the food? Was there a pup cup?
No, there were brownies involved.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
Even better.
There was chocolate. Anyway, dropped them just like that. It was great fun. Anyway, I write children's books. So, anywho, no, I write actually all sorts of genres. But anyway, yeah, so 10 o'clock is coffee and donuts and rolls and stuff with people who like to kill people and surround those stories with food. And I cannot for the life of me remember the name. It's the Cook to Death panel. Cook to Death is Rhonda's book series name. Anyway, that's at 10 o'clock. And then at 1:15, Jason Willis is going on with the Alchemist Stone. He's doing a whole thing with his book, The Alchemist Map, and it's historical fantasy, but as he explains it, it's Bilbo Bobbins. Oh my gosh, a Bilbo Baggins character going on an Indiana Jones adventure in 1800s Midwest, written in the style of Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code. So if any of that perked your ears up and you are in Mankato, go to the show. It's free, and Jason's event is free. That's at 1:15. And then lastly, Regina will be there at 2:15. Well, she's there the whole day, but she's doing music with Miss Regina, and that'll burn off energy on their, for 30-45 minutes of all the little kids that come along. And she'll have her books, and she's got music makers and all sorts of fun things. So that's who's all going to be there then. And then we have one other question. Hold on. I think it was from Joanne. Okay, Joanne wants to know what our backgrounds are. So Amy, I'm going to pick on you again. You're up first. What's your background?
So my background is in corporate America, actually. I do marketing strategy work at IBM, so that's sort of my day job. But writing has always really been a passion of mine, and it's been so exciting to be able to write. And like I said, the story was based on my dog and my newborn, so I actually wrote it on maternity leave. So it's really been an exciting passion project, but I still do have a day job that takes a lot of my attention. But yeah, so that's my background. Is I've been in corporate America for over a decade now.
Okay. And actually, IBM started in Minnesota, correct? So you really do have like some Minnesota ties there. Look at that.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like I'm the like Northeast rep of the group. I feel like I gotta like really get the tri-state area for all of us. So.
Well, yeah. You and
Yeah.
Ray is.
I feel the same on the West Coast.
Yep.
Well, all by ourselves out here. We just gotta, but Fox Pointe's just starting out, so it's just a great opportunity to just, take over the world.
Well, I'm
Totally.
hoping
I agree.
I hope in 2022, and it's my promise that, okay, I'll try to find an RV that looks better than Cousin Eddie's from National Lampoon's Vacation. And I won't dump my tanks down your city sewers because that would be embarrassing. But other than that, no, I look forward to coming out and visiting all of you guys and doing some book shows and book sales and knocking on doors. And I'm looking forward to it. So
well, I think probably the Northeast and the Northwest have to be in direct competition for who has the most readers. Would be my guess.
Well, you know,
so many people read in those quadrants of the country, you know, so I would guess I wouldn't be able to tell you who has more readers between the two, but I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, and
a lot of folks.
And really, I mean, Washington, Oregon, and California, and then the whole East Coast. Oh my gosh. And you two are perfect together. Katie's got for the parents, and then Amy's got for the little ones. I mean, there you go.
And Love of Murder is coming out on February 22nd.
Yes. Yeah, you guys are both
2022.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you
we
guys
gotta
are
do,
both.
we have to do a cross promo, you know, for the kids, for the parents, everyone's, you know, I mean, everyone's got some.
Amy's got 2222 and Katie's got 22222. It's a whole two thing. Anyway, all right.
It makes it easy to remember. I think a lot of people are going to get married that day, just have an easy wedding anniversary.
Right, true.
All right. Well, actually, we'll keep going alphabetically. Carmen, what's your background?
This is my 5th career. I'm very old, obviously. I'm going to be 90 in spring.
Yeah, you are.
And so I've had time to have lots of careers. They've almost always been involved with children up until the last 2. And as a child, I would play dolls, and Dad made me a desk and a bed. And so the dolls would be sick one day and I'd be the nurse. And the next day they'd be all better and they'd go to school and I'd be the teacher. And so I was always torn between the 2. And my last career, I got to teach nursing in the lab, nursing skills. So this is my 5th career, as I said, and it's been really, really fun at this age to have something to do and creative and meet people. And so that's my story.
And she's sticking to it. And actually, Carmen, didn't you with the local college here, weren't you the one that started the nursing labs?
I was, and
yes,
taught skills in the lab. I didn't test, but I taught the skills, IVs and so forth.
All right.
So my mom was a registered dietitian, and she worked in a hospital for many years, and she always said, "You do not mess with the nurses. You do not."
They come with needles. They'll get you.
They run things.
Oh yeah, they do. Big time. All right.
But they're very caring people.
What, Carmen?
They're very caring people.
Oh,
well,
yes. Oh,
but,
yes.
You gotta,
very
both sides of the brain have to be used.
Yep. No, my mom always had so many best friends who were nurses, and she just adored them.
Good.
Helen, you're next. What's your background?
Well, I spent 34 years in 1st grade, 33 of them as the teacher. So I'm a retired 1st grade teacher. And that's pretty much it. I have 4 boys, so some books are inspired by students, some books are inspired by my kids and grandkids, and mostly write for kids. I don't have, well, I've written some things more adult, but I haven't published any of those.
When I show people your books, I'm like, okay, and this one you can clearly tell she's a retired 1st grade teacher, and they're like, oh yeah. I mean, and Terrific Tongues and Sleepover with Grandma and Unusual Tale, Flamingo. Every one of them looks at it like, oh, isn't this pretty? I mean, so yeah. If
there's lessons you can get from all of them. Sleepover with Grandma is a little iffy, but the rest of them, the teacher could take it and teach something.
Oh yeah, very much.
Well, I can help them if they want.
Matter of fact, sometimes when I go in these different places that there are little kids, I'll be like, come here, how old are you? And they'll be like, oh, I'm 6, I'm 7 or whatever. I'm like, here, I need your professional opinion. And I put like Terrific Tongues or Sleepover with Grandma in front of them. And they just sit there and they're reading. I'm like, do you like it? And they're like, uh-huh. And like, so there you go. All right. Alphabetically, Katie, what's your background? Oh, no, I'm sorry, John. See, now
I was going to say,
I'm a writer. I know the alphabet.
One.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm the dyslexic one here. I'm the one who's supposed to skip letters.
Sorry. All right,
No.
John, what's your background?
My background is most of my jobs have actually had to do with machining or engineering. My background is engineering, drafting, and science. I've been a lifelong electronics hobbyist, dabbled with writing most of my life. But yeah, I'm actually an engineer. Unfortunately, my last job was pretty much my dream job. I was working at a startup company. One of my friends who was disabled started his own company, and what we were doing custom designed ability gear,
Okay.
things that you don't normally find. Computer solutions for people who can't use their hands,
Right.
such as speech recognition, mouses, stuff like that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we were in the middle of a reorg when he died, and the business is paused due to everything else that went down with COVID the next month.
Yeah.
So his stuff is still in court, and so I've been unemployed since then.
Wow.
But I was the chief engineer and in charge of the machine shop on that end of things. So yeah.
Okay. And what was your job title? I can't remember what it was.
My actual job title was chief mad scientist.
There
That's
you
the
go.
title I was actually given, and I'm serious because
Uh-huh.
here is the plaque from my desk.
Yep. Chief Mad Scientist. Perfect.
Well, we wouldn't have believed you without that plaque. You had to have it.
It's in writing. There you go.
Yeah, it's actually on my business cards.
Yeah. I was
I was
going to
say
you
your
should-
business cards, right?
you know, for any, I'm looking at having you go to different Comic-Cons and stuff when you have the book in hand. Make sure you have a business card that not only says author, but chief mad scientist. Definitely. I mean, that right there starts people talking and being like, tell me more about this. So,
I think
yeah.
I can do that.
All right. So, Katie, now we're in the K's. K-A for Katie. All right. What's your background?
Let's see. I'm originally from Southern California. I've lived in Seattle a long time. I actually started in politics. My grad work was in public policy. So I started working for the county in LA back in the day in public health. I actually did pandemic planning.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I left because it gave me nightmares.
Oh,
It was the bioterrorism unit. Yeah. So I did that, and when we moved here, I started in politics. I was a campaign manager for a while, and then my husband and I started a web design and development business, and I started writing, and we've just kind of been doing our own thing ever since. And when I decided to really get serious about writing, I started Love and Murder, and that's just been a real passion of mine, and that's what I've been up to.
mm-hmm. And it's keeping her busy. I think you had
Yes.
mentioned that it's another full-time second job. I'm sure
Yeah.
most of you guys have probably
Yeah.
got that realization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had to be a business and know about taxes and
Mm-hmm.
income
Yeah.
tax filing and
Yeah.
what?
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Carmen is down there going, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right, my background, let's see here. Well, way back when in the 60s, no, I'm kidding. When I was born. Yeah, I can't believe that. I mean, like, that's like so long ago, but okay, anyway. My background, I am really a Jane of all trades, man. I have done it all. Let's see, I've done, you know, the waitressing and that, all that good fun stuff, you know, cash register and all that kind of thing. But in 1990, December of 1990, I did a free wedding. I videotaped weddings to get my demo reel, so I could start signing people up. So in 1991, my company, I Do Productions Wedding Videography, based out of Minneapolis, did 8 weddings in 1991, and I was so excited. But I had done so much advertising. I mean, I was just everywhere, which is one thing I try to do for all the authors with Fox Pointe. We went from 8 weddings in 1991 to 112 weddings in 1992. And the party just took off. And so that is my hope, my plan, to make sure I get everyone on Fox Pointe absolutely just freaking everywhere. That's what I eat and breathe and live, and it's like in my bloodstream. But yeah, and then we just constantly did about 100 weddings average per year. And so I have personally been to 1,403 weddings in my life. And oh my gosh, I can't begin to tell you how happy I don't do that anymore. Okay. Oh my God.
That's a lot of bridezillas.
It's a lot of what?
Bridezillas.
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, that book has it in there. If you're looking for a funny, humorous, oh my gosh book, that would be the book. And so that took me until about 2003, 4, 5. You know, my last wedding shot in 2005, I want to say. And let's see, I used to be a rep for a manufacturer out of Minnesota. And so I worked the Chicagoland area, so I know Chicago pretty well. And then let's see what else. Oh, I ran an online candy store between 2003 through 2006. And I got to go on, there's something called Candy Time Expo, I think, down at McCormick Center in Chicago. And yeah, matter of fact, John used to be in the candy business too. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of comped things. And I don't recall who I was telling this about, but I was there, Hershey's and some other people were sponsoring a dinner, entertainment, whatever, at the House of Blues in Chicago back in May of 2003. And I was out there with a friend of mine, and the House of Blues has, well, at least they used to, I don't know if they still do, the big sheets of paper they put out on the tablecloths, and you know, you can write or draw or whatever all over them. And my friend Lauren and I were like, hey, you know what? If Hershey's picking up the bill, let's try all the drinks we've ever heard about. So we started writing down all these drinks. You know, it's part of my exciting life. There you go. Anywho, so there you go. And that's, let's see, what else have I done? I run a publishing company. I
have a question. With your very extensive and varied business background, how do you find now working in the publishing industry, breaking into the publishing industry in comparison to, you know, some of the other areas where you've worked?
Well, I actually started a bridal magazine for the West Central Minnesota and the Eastern Dakotas back in 1998. So I've actually been in and out of the publishing for about 20-ish years. And that's
how I've done it all.
I really have. Oh, and on top of that, I'm a licensed insurance agent too, actually, right now. I've had my own insurance agency for, I think, coming into 14 years now. So, and I've been a mom. And I do occasionally sleep, you know.
No, you don't.
Not really.
No, you don't.
You know, boy, I tell you, John, if you can make a FDA approved pill that puts like 8 hours of sleep into your body in an hour, and Carmen has been on my butt before about my circadian, is that what it's called? Circadian sleep?
Yes, ma'am.
Circadian rhythms.
Yes, 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 yes. Carmen will take, at least 10 minutes out of every visit to not reprimand, but maybe remind me. Like,
live-
well,
live healthy.
that's the nurse in her and the mom in her and the concerned friend in her. So there
I
you
think
go.
both Kiersten and I are terribly guilty of late night text messages.
Probably, yes, yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Sessions.
It's funny. Hold on. It's funny you mentioned sleep. My boss actually, so this isn't a Fox Pointe book, but what I'm reading. Why
Oh,
We
okay.
Sleep, he like swears by it, and it teaches you about the power of sleep and just all these great benefits psychologically and mentally and physically and emotionally, and it's so interesting. And so I love sleep. I feel like I never got enough of it, and I like it's like my favorite thing to do with sleep. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a good read.
There's
yeah.
about 8 pages in there about Alzheimer's and sleep, as I recall.
Was that the
Oh,
one you
yeah.
read?
I think so. Who's the author?
By Matthew Walker.
Yes, it's about 8 pages.
Yeah.
And it'll scare
Yeah.
the blood out of you, those of you who don't sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that Amy, your
interesting.
boss, like lives by that and it's not emailing you on the weekend.
No, he
You know?
does. He does. He Totally,
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble.
He's all about a work-life balance. Like he had us read this, or wanted us to
Nice.
finish reading it to just let us know, like, sleep and don't think about work 24/7. And yeah, so it's been great.
Well, sleeping is one of my hobbies. When people are like, oh, what do you do for a hobby? I'm like, I like to sleep. I also like to just sit in a lawn chair and stare at a tree just to get away from a computer, yeah, I mean, I do sleep. The problem is my brain's like, ooh, and what else we have to do? And ooh, it's like, oh my gosh, just shut up there.
Yeah. Do you hear about? I hear about compartmentalizing, and I swear I try, but it's like my brain doesn't have those walls in it.
It's like grates, so stuff still seeps through.
Yeah,
you have the walls.
It's a leaky compartment.
There you go. All right. So to everyone out there watching us, it is 6:45 and we will stick around for another 10-15 minutes. If you guys want to throw a question up right now, I have on here. Well, Joanne is getting a book. Well, she's like got an inside scoop on it. Plus, by the way, if none of you know, Joanne Stevenson's, her 2 books are Late Side of Midnight, written for the 3 to 7 crowd, and then You, which is well written pretty much for everyone, and they're beautiful books. So check those out. And actually, I'll do a shameless plug here. FoxPointePublishing.com, FoxPointe Publishing.com. The E is because we're fancy. And well, yeah, I mean, you gotta take it where you can get it there. So yeah, FoxPointePublishing.com. All of our books that I have actually book covers for right now come up on the first page. You can click on any one of those book covers. It'll take you to the information page about that book. If there's not yet a publication date or it's not yet released, it'll take you to the author's page. You can look up in the navigation bar professionals, and all of us will pop up, and you can click on any one of our pictures and that'll take you to our author pages. And I also have all of our support talent. So the designers, the editors, the illustrators, our accountant, I mean, we have about 43 really awesome, cool people. And not a day goes by with my leaky compartmentalization brainwave patterns that I don't realize that I'm extremely blessed for the people that we have jumped on our little Fox Pointe wagon. I really, this is by far the coolest rockin' job I've ever had. I've had a lot of jobs. Oh my gosh, I've seen and done it all, but this, there you go. Oh gosh, yes. And we just have so much fun together. I really am bummed out that we don't live closer to each other, have like holiday parties and stuff.
Yeah, but we never get anything done.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. We would all just sit there and jaw wag. All right, so if anyone wants to throw in any, okay, Kayla, oh, look at this, Kayla's coming in. where is your favorite place to read? Okay, Amy, where's your favorite place to read?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think just literally like snuggled in my bed. Again, I love to sleep. I feel like I don't get enough of it. So my bed is like my safe haven, and just like curling up in jammies and a book, like that is like ultimate relaxation for me.
Yep. And all right, Carmen, where's your favorite place to read?
I read a great deal, and I read in the television room, it's a big chair, and then my feet up.
Mm-hmm.
And I read a lot of history books because I enjoy that.
And that's a very comfortable chair. Until Tassie wants to go outside. And then it's like, okay.
Yeah, she goes to bed pretty early these days.
Yeah.
Age is showing.
She turned 16 in August.
She will in August of next year, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's 15.
Okay.
Hard of hearing now and going blind, so.
Yeah.
Marks to go out, so she still enjoys smelling and life and eating, so.
Exactly. All right. Helen, where is your favorite place to read?
Well, I do a lot in bed and also on the couch, just or wherever.
Mm-hmm. And John, how about you?
As much as I would like to stay in bed, no, the recliner down in the living room with a nice cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking I should get a recliner one of these days. I did have one, but then I had 2 Rottweiler puppies. And one day I came home, 2, yeah, Nora and Ella. And one day I came home from work, and the only thing that was left was literally a pile of metal springs and framework. They had eaten my entire chair. I'm like, really?
My family had a husky growing up. The couch met a similar fate. It was a brand new couch, and my mom was working that Saturday, and I was on the phone with her, and it was, I was back before when we had phones in kitchens, and there was a long cable, and I were hearing something, and I kind of walked across the kitchen and leaned around the wall, and there is the gigantic white fluff ball husky surrounded by gigantic fluff balls from the couch.
Yeah.
And I kind of stopped. My mom's like, "Is everything okay?" And I didn't have the heart to tell her on the phone that her new couch was
gone.
Now fluff balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was a bad day.
the scary part of it is there wasn't anything material wise left.
It was just gone.
They ate it. And all the not all the dogs, most of the dogs I've had, little kid socks. Does this happen at your house, Amy? Yeah, the dog. Okay, the dog.
When he was little,
sock.
yeah.
And then you find it in the backyard.
My socks. Our Sheltie Teague, he loves a little like ankle socks. He'll still does, yeah.
Yeah, and then you find it, a couple days later in the backyard. So yeah, there you go. And all right, so Katie, where's your favorite place to read?
Oh, definitely bed. Lots of blankets, pillows, everything comfortable. Cup of tea if I dare, because usually, like I was saying, I have marauding Sheltie puppy who likes to lay on me and then jump off me. So it's usually read around him.
I have 4 cats. I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
No, I didn't mention the 2 cats. See, the 2 cats, one's on my lap, one's on my side, and then T comes running straight through. Mm-hmm. And everyone's just kind of used to it. Mm-hmm. Lets it happen.
Do you ever hold the book and then get like a snoot comes up and looks at you?
Oh yeah, the snoot goes around, goes under, and Shelties have that long. Shelties have that long snoot. Yeah. And they know how to use it. They use it. It's called giving you the face, and they're like press down on your leg, on your arm. Sometimes I get especially when I'm on the phone, I get a squeaky toy.
Oh yeah.
On the leg, like all of a sudden there's this like toy just being like shoved on me, squeak, 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 squeak. And he knows when I'm on the phone too. And it's funny. He knows when you get off the phone. He knows when my husband John is getting off a call, like he knows when he's saying, okay, bye, and then he gets up and he runs to the door. It's time to let me back in.
Yeah,
It's kind of amazing and scary.
Dave, our little Black Panther, he will sneak up under the book and go, "Hi, I'm here, pet me now." Pepper will decide to launch all of his 20 pounds of muscle, because he is a solid ball of muscle. He will just jump up on me, no warning, nothing, boom, right in my lap. Both paws go on top of the book and goes, "Pet me now."
Yeah, exactly.
And then Static will sneak into the room, being the little bobcat he is. He'll sneak into the room, bringing with him Mr. Fluffykins, which is this little blue lamb.
Oh, so cute.
And he will sit there at my feet, and occasionally he'll put a paw on my leg, just barely enough for me to feel to get my attention.
Aww.
And Smudge hasn't decided yet if she's supposed to interrupt my reading or not, but she will interrupt if I'm watching a movie.
Oh, of course. All right. And then my favorite place to read. Okay, my mom kind of did me a disservice. I mean, I love my mom, don't get me wrong there, but she did me a disservice because whenever I couldn't sleep when I was a kid, she'd be like, just get up and read a book and then you'll fall back asleep. So whenever I'm in bed, I'm like, and I'm out cold. So I cannot be in a bed, near a room. So no.
It's like completely, it's like ingrained into
yeah.
It's like a Pavlovian response to
Yeah,
ring the bell.
It's like, ooh, bed, book, out cold, you know. So if it's cold out or dark or whatever, I go sit out on my couch and have some drink next to me, you know, to keep the old brain going and stuff. And even on a couch, it's still like, ooh, this is kind of soft, kind of like a bed. So yeah, otherwise, if it's a nice summer day or something, I'll go outside. You know, the gnats and all that'll keep my brain waves going. And I'm sitting on
The gnats?
the wrought iron lounge chairs, and I haven't gotten around to buying the fluffy cushion for it yet. So I just sit on a wrought iron lawn chair, and that'll keep me awake. And then I read, and there you go. But then the gnats show up. Well, anyway, okay, so but I do prefer a book over you know, a phone. Yeah, I like the tangible book. Helen, do you like tangible books or screens?
Yeah, tangible book.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. There's just something about being able to turn the pages and go back easier, and I don't know.
Exactly. Carmen, do you like book or screen?
Oh, books.
Yeah, yeah. And she's got quite a bit. Tassie even chewed up what, a $700 book?
No, no. $50 book. But she also took a corner off the antique grandfather clock.
Okay, well, anywho. All right, Amy, how about you? Screen or book?
Definitely book.
Yep, yep. And Katie?
It's sacrilege, but screen.
No.
I love my iPad. Like it's just so light, and I can just flip through things. I can look up things. I can highlight a word. I can, you know, highlight something, make a note. Like I'm sorry, but
No, that's fine. Well,
you know, it's really nice because you can change the color of the screen now. I haven't had an iPad before, and so like you can make it like black or taupe or you know, like an off-white, you know, and so I really like being able to kind of moderate that depending on the light, and I don't know, I just really like it.
That's cool. Well, and it helps that it's not a screaming white at you either. And then John, book or screen?
It depends on what I'm reading. If it's an actual story, I prefer a book, but most of the time, if it's scientific paper or data sheets or something, it's on the screen. Yeah. Because it's so much easier to get it that way these days.
Yep, that's true. I will say the same too. If it's anything insurance related, I want it on a screen. And then it just stays there, and then I can take my book to my hard wrought iron lawn chair.
And the gnats.
Yeah, and the gnats. It's great fun. Anyway, all right. So Kayla, Joanne, and I will have to find out who asked our first question. I have a feeling I think I know who it is, but we will find out. I don't know. There wasn't a name. Anyway, it's the mystery person. Mystery person, Joanne and Kayla get some books. And so anyway, thank you for joining us this evening. Our next Fox Talk, I want to say, is October 12th. And then we'll do another one October 26th. We do this on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday evenings, 6 p.m. Central Standard. And we just get on here and jaw wag and carry on and answer questions. If you have any questions, of course, that's the best way to win a free book, because that's, you know, free. I mean, that's cool. And all right, so I'll get a hold of everyone there that has won a book, and we'll figure out mailing addresses and such. And foxpointepublishing.com, FOXPOINTE publishing.com. Everything in the kitchen sink is on that website, trust me. I update it probably about 7 to 15 times a day. So, and we have a lot of events coming up. Our authors have a lot of events if you want to know where they're at any time, or their upcoming books, or, you know, their future books. I mean, just everything is on that screen. I put it this way, if that computer program ever goes down, you're going to see Kiersten sitting in a stupor like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. So it can't go anywhere. And if you have libraries, independent bookstores, retailers, gift shops, toy stores, hospitals, schools, school libraries, my gosh, get a hold of us. And you can find me at wholesale@foxpointepublishing.com. And that is pretty much about it. Anyone else have anything to say?
I survived my first Fox Pointe talk.
Yes.
I feel accomplished. I survived.
Yep.
You did great. Congratulations, Amy. Welcome.
She survived, and she's bringing Hedgehog Day to us. Punxsutawney
Yes.
Phil is out of a job.
Yes,
It's
we gotta
like-
do.
Kicked out.
We gotta do hedgehog and cats together as friends forever. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hedgehogs
Yeah.
and cats. And anyway, all right, you guys have a fabulous day in your neighborhood. We will see you on October 12th with a whole new crew of people. I haven't thought, I won't know who's on October 12th until approximately 5:30 p.m. on October 12th. So
Makes it exciting.
it is. It's like a
It
whole woohoo. Anyway, all right. So thank you to Carmen and Helen and John and Katie and Amy and Brad that no one can see. Thank you for joining us, and thank you all for joining us. And you guys have a fabulous evening. We will see you later. Bye.
As always, thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.